Naturally, man, you know, people will ask that question. And that's why I really kind of called it guilt, because I wanted people to ask the question. You know, most of the times when somebody, when you go in the studio, most people's first question is, what's your emotion? What are you gonna go in and accomplish this time around? So, for me, you know, I wanted to really kind of like be real, like come from a real place in my heart and really tell people how I was feeling. You look at my career over the last 2 years, 3 years. I came in the game like pre-recession, you know, maybe about 6 months prior to this whole financial meltdown, and I got in, like it's like getting in the door and looking back and seeing all your homeboys and friends and family sitting outside like we can't get in, but you know that you need to get in. Yeah. I got in the game, and basically everything that occurred in my life at that point in time was the opposite. I feel opposite to what was going on in the world. So while I'm out there buying a home, most people are losing theirs. You know, while I'm out there jumping in a car, on my third car, at that, most people are getting theirs repo. You know, while I'm out there getting good money for shows, some people are losing their jobs. So, I mean, it's really a sad situation, and that guilt emotion is not necessarily negative. It's just a real life feeling. I feel like I want people around me to succeed. I never want to be the person that nobody can relate to, because I'm just living in a different world, you know?
Right. So, you know, the whole recession thing and everybody around you, I know everybody's fucked up out here, you know what I mean? Definitely. A lot of people are.
Definitely.
How do you deal with the people that you came up with growing up, and, you know, people that you got in your circle even when you know, an adult? How do you deal with the people saying, yo, can you hit me with something? Can, you know, like just that guilt, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what, I'm glad you asked that question, because nobody's ever asked me that question before. And I think that's one of the hardest things that I had to deal with over the last 2 years, is that, you know, these are people that grew up with me. These are people that would look out for me, and obviously the feeling is mutual, but there's a point to where you got to limit yourself, because, you know, as I gain this position in life to be where I'm at, I also carry the burden of a lot of expenses. You know, not just the expenses of just my everyday living, but even the expenses of certain people you got to take care of, or certain things that you just got to step up to the plate for responsibility. And people fail to realize that, you know, your lifestyle is what determines your survival. You know, if I only made $200,000 for the rest of my life, but I knew that's what I was gonna make in a lifetime span, then I would be eating ramen noodles every day. You know, but now that I'm an artist, I'm in the game, my lifestyle has changed dramatically. I got expenses that people wouldn't imagine, and I work every day to make sure that those expenses are taken care of.
Right.
So with that being said, when somebody reaches out and asks you for something, you want to help them, but you know that you've already maximized where you can spend. So anything else that you go outside of your box, you're basically saying, you know what, one day if I continue to do this, I'm not gonna have it like this anymore, and I might be back at this in the situation I started. You see it happen to artists like MC Hammer. You see it happen to many people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And I've always been smart financially. I've always been smart with finances, so I never want to get myself in that trap. But then the emotion is you feel like you're turning your back on the same people who support you. But it's almost like what decision can anybody make in that situation? You can't help everybody. You can help some people, but not everybody.